This video is to walk you guys through your second essay, which is your research essay. So you've already created an argument in your first essay, and your task here is to expand on that argument with the addition of research. So you're basically going to create an essay that expands on the same topic and stance that you did in essay 1 with appropriate research to support your ideas. Again, you must keep the same topic and stance as your first essay. You can't switch it. So you need to have at least 3 sources in your essay. One of them must be a scholarly article from the library database. I will teach you how to find that in this unit, but just know that you need to have at least 3 sources in this essay, credible sources. One of them has to be a scholarly article from the library database. This essay is going to be 4 to 5 pages in length and is due on Sunday, July 9th by 11:59 p.m. MLA formatting is required. Everything's checked for plagiarism. And again, minimum page length must be met. Now, really important, what I don't want you to do is simply copy and paste your first essay and add a page or 2 of research quotes. Instead, what you should be doing is looking back at your argument and figuring out where you can revise. So you can always make your writing stronger. So I shouldn't see the exact same content from your first essay. You should be revising it to make it stronger, because you'll see I will leave you guys plenty of comments on your first essay. So you'll see areas that you can strengthen or improve. But then you also should be enfolding and incorporating the research that you're doing, the sources that you're pulling, quotes from those sources, the stats, those kinds of things throughout your argument to help strengthen it. So what this does is it adds credibility from published research or published sources to your essay. So it makes it a stronger argument because you're backing up your own argument with credible published source material. So you'll see how to integrate sources later in this unit, but basically what you're doing is pulling in specific quotes. Quotes are often stronger forms of evidence than, say, something like paraphrased, but you want to pull in those quotes, those stats, those metrics. It can be qualitative or quantitative. It could be anecdotal. Could be, meaning like it could be something like a research, just like a news story or something like that. Or it can be hard quantitative metrics like stats, studies, things like that. So you pull in that evidence from your experts. These should be, expert sources. And that's going to help support your stance, your claim, your argument, and help disprove what the other side might think, in other words. So again, it needs to have all the usual parts of an essay, including the opposing viewpoints and the refutations. One interesting way that you can use research is you can use it to point out what the opposing viewpoint might be. So if you have, say, a source that doesn't agree with you, say you're talking about the importance of increasing funding for EVs, and you find a source that talks about why oil is really important, you can use that to introduce the opposing viewpoint, and then you refute it or disprove it using your own logical reasoning. You can also use sources to help support your refutation. So in that case, if I found another source that talked about how important it was to increase funding for EVs over oil and why oil will be gone in, say, 50 years, I would use that source to help prove my refutation. So make sure that you have, of course, the number of sources that are required and a good conclusion as well. For your research, you're going to basically end up doing a separate assignment called an annotated bibliography. If you have never heard of this, it's basically just a compendium of your research where you write a quick summary and evaluation of it and an explanation of how you'll use that source in your essay. So it's like a paragraph or so. You're basically going to do that separately as an assignment. So that will count in part towards your final essay grade as well. So again, it's just like in the first essay where your outline was kind of a buffer, gave you 10 or 15 points. The same thing will happen here with this separate assignment. And then when you submit your essay, all you have to do is submit a final clean draft with a bibliography. So an annotated bibliography is a little bit different. As you will see, it has the citation for a bibliography, but also has about a paragraph of annotation, which is just the summary of the evaluation, etc. When you submit your essay, you don't have to submit the annotation part. You just need to submit a regular bibliography, which just has the citations of your sources. So submit a clean final draft with a bibliography. So this, you'll see later, this is just an example document I've included, but you'll see how to write an annotated bibliography in a later assignment. But if you want to reference it, it's right here. It gives you an explanation of what should be included, and it gives you an example here. I've also given you guys an optional self-edit guide, just if you want it. It's helpful. Things like grammar, content, and formatting are in here, but it's not something you have to do for this essay. So if you have any questions, let me know, but otherwise you're going to go ahead and move on to the next assignment, and again, reach out if you have any questions.